Hey everyone, it's me. This is my first video, and I thought my first video would be best about making your own chalk paint. I always used Annie Sloan, but since we've moved up to the mountains, it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour just to get to the closest person that sells it. And plus, it's really expensive. It's almost $40 a quart, and to me, that's pretty expensive. But it is the best paint to use if you don't want to make your own. But I learned how to make my own a few months ago, and I wanted to show you in case you would be interested in ever doing your own furniture or picture frames, anything that you'd be interested in doing around the house. And so let's see. What I did, let's see if you guys can see this. Excuse my mess, I have a few projects going on. I'm sure you all know. I got some of this paint from Ace because Ace only takes me like 15 minutes to get to compared to like Lowe's and Home Depot, which takes me almost an hour to get to now. So that's why I'm trying to be more self-sufficient and make my own stuff. This is the paint I got at Ace. It's just a regular latex paint. You can pretty much make any color you want of chalk paint. I went with red here. It's just a latex wall paint. It's flat. You all can see that. And this only cost me like $13. And that size of any other name brand that you would buy in a store cost about $38 to $40 just for that size. Now granted, with chalk paint, you can go far with it. It lasts a long time, and it covers really good. You can use chalk paint on glass, plastic, metal, wood. It doesn't matter if the wood's been stained or painted before. Chalk paint sticks to everything, and that's why I love it. Because before, I used to do the old thing, which was sand, the furniture down, and then repaint it, which took me like forever to do. Whereas using chalk paint now, it takes me one day to do a piece of furniture, and that's it. So anyway, back to the products you'll need. The paint, you'll need a quart. There's some plaster of Paris. If you all can see that. You can pretty much get that at, I got this at Ace Hardware, but I'm sure you can find it at, Lowe's and Home Depot, or 84 Lumber probably even has it. And you'll need little mixing sticks, measuring cups, and I love to keep these little plastic containers around, to use for paint. And let's see. First, you want to take, I guess I should have opened this can of paint first before I went live, huh? First, what you want to do is measure out the water and the plaster of Paris. You're going to need, guys want to get a piece of paper and write this down, because this is the best recipe I found. I mean, I've gone on Google, Pinterest to try to find the best chalk paint recipe, and this is the best one I found. So get a piece of paper and write this down. It's 1 cup of latex paint, 1.5 tablespoons of water, and 2.5 tablespoons plaster of Paris. This plaster of Paris, for the whole container, that's 4 pounds. And you only have to use 2.5 tablespoons per cup. And let me tell you, this table right here, that was 1 cup, and I still have a ton of chalk paint left from doing that table. So compared to going out buying chalk paint at a store, you can buy 4-pound container of plaster of Paris for like $3-4, a quart of paint from wherever you chose to go for $13. So what? That's still under $20, and you're still going to have a ton of paint left over, and you're going to save a lot of money. Anyway, 1.5 tablespoons of water, 2.5 tablespoons of plaster of Paris. You want to mix these together first, because if you get lumps after you add the latex paint, you got to start all over again, because if you're painting something and you don't want it to be all bumpy and nasty, then you want to mix the plaster of Paris and water first. The water, I like to do it a little bit of warm, but it can be cold. So anyway, let's measure out the plaster of Paris. Like I said, 2.5 tablespoons. I think I need to get a little stand for my phone so I'm not shaking you guys around. making a mess. I used an old sheet to cover my furniture because I really don't have a good workspace because our garage is filled with moving boxes still. Oh wait, that's too much. Hold on, guys. Oh wait. Nope, I'm right. And then half. I'm kind of eyeballing it, but I'm getting a general idea. I know I'm messy. It's my first video, so be easy. And then, let's see, 2½ tablespoons of plaster, and then 1½ tablespoons of water. You all see that? I know you guys know how to measure, so figure you want to watch this instead of me talking. Alrighty. And we're going to mix this together first so we don't have any lumps. You guys writing this down? Alright, it looks like we got all the lumps out. So now what we want to do is get our latex paint from whatever color. You know, you can go to a store and give them one of those color papers that my kids like to steal hundreds of them from when we go to Lowe's or Home Depot and say, I want this color. And they'll mix it for you, take it home, and make your own chalk paint. Oops, sorry. Trying to get the can open. I should have done this before. Anyway, so now we're going to get 1 cup of latex paint. Add it to our water and plaster mixture. Stir that around. You guys see that? It's not lumpy because, like I said, you mix the water and plaster of Paris first. And look, chalk paint. Any of you guys have questions? Can you guys even ask questions on here? I don't know. I've never done live before. I'm usually behind the camera instead of in front of it. And look, 1 cup of chalk paint for super cheap. Like I said, a quart from Lowe's or Home Depot, 13 bucks. Plaster of Paris, you get a huge container that you only have to use 2½ tablespoons for. So I still don't have that memorized. Anyway, I didn't get my paintbrush, but I'm going to show you guys how good it looks because I still have to touch up this table that I am working on. This table was freaking old, ugly, 80s, brown, cheap looking. And I'm telling you, if you have cheap furniture, it doesn't have to look cheap. You get chalk paint, paint a really cool color on it, and people are going to be like, oh my God, where'd you get that? Well, I painted it, and, you know, you've seen my pictures, and it's like, holy crap. That looks completely different. Anyway, here's your chalk paint. Here's the table. And look, it is going to be a little bit brighter when you put it on until it dries. But when you go over the last time, you want to do that one last brush stroke so it doesn't look, you know, all messed up. And it just has one fine line so, you know, it looks like it's professionally done. And that's it. That's all you guys have to do. You don't have to sand anything when you use chalk paint. You don't have to sand. But really important, wipe off the furniture or whatever you're doing first, because if you're painting over dirt, it's going to look like crap. It'll probably peel off, and if you're painting white, that dirt's going to come right through. So, you guys have any questions? Nobody? All right, guys. Well, I hope you learned a little bit on how to make chalk paint, and I hope you get out there and don't be afraid to make it yourself because it's super cheap and you can do it any color you want, and that's it. So, you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be working on some stuff later, so I will post a video live tomorrow on how to make those reversible porch signs that I've been selling the hell out of. It's really easy, really cheap, and it's really cool decoration. So maybe it's the way you guys out east can make some money. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.